So I am filming just a behind the scenes of recording my podcast, Christian Life Coaching for Weight Loss. So you get to see what it looks like. It's so exciting, isn't it? 4 o'clock in the morning, all the things, divine revelation from the Word of God. So powerful that I can't not go live, that I can't not record it as a behind the scenes for those of you also on YouTube. So this episode of the podcast, before I get started in actually recording it, is I believe going to be the very thing that's going to help you if you are a believer, but you find yourself not being a behavior, right? I think this episode is going to really speak to the gap between belief and behavior. It's going to speak to the person who is not seeing the fruit but also not seeing the reason. So if that's you and you're struggling on your weight loss journey, then I encourage you to hang out with me here while I record this episode of the podcast. Again, if you don't follow my podcast, you can follow it wherever you like to listen to podcasts. It's called Christian Life Coaching for Weight Loss with Sherry Capella. And I am going to hit record right now. Bear with me while I hit all the buttons and make sure it's on all the things. Please continue to hold. I don't know if I'll edit this out. Okay, here we go. Hey, you, and welcome to the podcast. So, on this episode of the podcast, I think I'm just going to call this episode The Gap Between Belief and Behavior. This is for the woman right now who keeps praying to have transformation, but you're not seeing the transformation you're praying for, right? This is for the woman who has noticed that there's a gap between her belief and her behavior, between the unseen and the seen. And what you don't see here is there's a gap also between the root and the fruit, right? I believe that this episode of the podcast is going to free somebody. So today I'm speaking specifically to the woman who keeps wondering, why why isn't God answering my prayers? Why isn't he helping me to lose the weight? Why am I not seeing the fruit yet? If that's you, I believe that today's episode of the podcast is going to be the one that finally opens your eyes to see the real reason why you are stuck. Because here's the truth. And this is what was revealed to me this morning while I was in the book of Mark reading. Here's the truth. You keep praying for the fruit, but God is answering at the root. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. I want to talk to you about Mark 11:22 through 24. Mark 11:22 in the Passion Translation. I love the Passion version. It says, "Let the faith of God be in you." You know what? That's just not a poetic gesture, the suggestion, right? Let the faith of God be in you. It's a command. It's a command. This is where Jesus is saying, put the faith of God inside of you. Let your belief match his power. And then verse 24 goes on to say, I tell you, you can pray for anything, and if you believe that you've received it, it will be yours. But I need you to listen closely, because this is where so many of us get tripped up. You have been praying for weight loss. You possibly have been asking God to help you to lose weight. And then you wait and you expect like desire to come. You expect wrong desires to go away. You expect the cravings and all of the food noise in your head to just be silent. And you start waiting to feel like it. You start waiting for willpower. And you wait for the miracle, but you miss the answer, right? You are praying for the fruit, but God is answering with the root work that it's going to take for you to have the fruit in your life, right? He doesn't just want to change your size. He wants to change your sight, right? He wants to do what the Word of God says. He wants to renew your mind so that you will stop conforming to old patterns and finally walk in the Spirit. Because His will isn't just that you lose weight. Get this. His will is that you become the kind of woman who knows how to keep it off. And she lives her life in such a way that she's made stronger and she perpetually walks with him. You are asking for what you want, and he is answering with what you need. You want the outcome, and he's focused on the becoming. And that's where the behavior gap is, right? This is, again, Mark 11:23. You can say to this mountain, may you be lifted up and thrown into the sea, and it will happen. But you must really believe that it will happen and have no doubt in your heart. And here's the thing about belief. If you really believed, you would behave like you believe. You would start walking past temptation instead of giving into it. You would follow your meal plan instead of following your feelings. You would actually consistently act like someone who's already received the answer in her heart. Because that is what belief does. Belief drives behavior. If you really believe that God has already answered your prayer, you would stop cheating. You would stop having little quits. You would stop doubting. You would stop believing that you can lose weight, but you can't keep it off. You would stop self-sabotaging. You would stop doubting. You would stop cheating. You would stop quitting if you really believed. I know this is a hard truth to hear, but the easy things just tickle your ears. Here's the thing to know about God. He doesn't just want to give you a result. He wants to give you the roots, right? He wants to anchor your identity in him so that you don't lose yourself in a number on the scale. He's not just growing fruit. Within you right now, he is establishing a foundation. But that only happens when you let go of your will, when you let go of your timeline, when you let go of your expectations of exactly how easy this weight loss journey of yours should be. You've been expecting it to be quick. You've been expecting it to be easy. You've been expecting to wake up different without doing anything different. But here's the thing, that just keeps you comfortable. Doing the same things, seeing the same results. God isn't interested in your comfort. He's interested in your character. He wants to give you the strength of Christ to do what it is that you need to do, not just what you want to do. Know this about God. He is a loving Father. He wants to bless you. He wants to give you the desire of your heart. He loves to give you what you want. But he can't do it before you become the woman who can carry that. Right? So here's the exchange that I want you to see. You have to give him your selfish desires. You have to trade your selfish desires for his spiritual desires. You have to let go of what you think you need and instead, in its place, receive what he knows that you need. And when you do that, you won't just lose weight. You'll gain freedom. You'll gain peace. You'll gain power. You'll gain the life that you were always meant to live. Because this narrow path that you are on, all the way to your weight loss promised land, it is the destination. Oh boy, here goes Charlie. I'm going to hit pause. Bear with me here. Oh dear. I don't know how this is going to go. But the journey is the destination because all along the way of your becoming, he's making you stronger. It's less of you, more of him. But that can't happen if you constantly pursue what you want and you constantly stay comfortable. So today, I want to challenge you to stop being moved by what you see, to stop being led by what you feel, to stop being moved by the hard days, all of the difficult circumstances, and instead start being moved by truth. Like, start being what I've been teaching you, right? Spiritually bossy. Start declaring the word of God over your life like you actually believe it. Because belief is just the beginning. The behaving is your part, and the becoming is God's. Get that? Belief is just the beginning. The behaving is your part. The becoming is God's part. He's going to give you the strength and power you need to walk in authority along the way. I hope this landed on your heart. I pray that you will let me know if this resonated with you. And if you are somebody who's serious and you're ready to learn how to fill that gap between believing and behaving, if you're ready to go deeper, I want to personally invite you to work one-on-one with me. And together, we are going to partner in prayer, in mindset renewal, and I'm going to show you how to walk in spirit-led obedience so that you can finally break free and become the woman that you were meant to be. Just visit my website, sherrycapella.com, schedule a discovery call there. I think it's under the Christian Life Coaching section. But here's the thing, or there'll be a link in the notes somewhere, I don't know. You've been praying for change, but God has already answered you. And now it's your turn to believe like it's done and to behave like you've already received it. This is, I believe and declare, your season to rise. You can do this. And through Christ, you will, even in weight loss. I'm prayerful that this landed on your heart. And this word applies to you. This invitation applies to you. If you've been thinking about reaching out to me, I do one-on-one coaching, and I have many different investment levels. So visit my website, sherrycapella.com. And I think you click on Christian Life Coaching. I can never remember where it's been placed, and then schedule a 15-minute discovery call with me. So many women have done this, and so many women are seeing transformation from the inside out. I hope it blessed you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.